Welcome back. In this final project for this video series, we're going to create a desktop background. I have created a document that is sized to my screen. It is 1920 by 1080. You can create whatever size or ratio that you want. I pulled up the metal brush PSD that I have from our series earlier. I've gone ahead and used Control-Shift-Alt-E to make a photocopy of it. I'm going to select that and copy it and paste it in. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit Control-T, and I don't usually like to stretch things up, but this brush metal texture is going to work just fine, and with the gradients it's not going to tile, so we'll just pull it up a little bit. Stretch it to fit, and there we go. Alright, we're going to start a new layer, and we're going to grab our shape tool and grab rounded rectangle, and I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to set my colors back to D and make sure white's on top, and then I'm going to pull this out. Something roughly like that. I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm going to hit enter. And I'm going to go ahead and rasterize the layer. And then I'll just center it up. There we go. Alright, next I'm going to hold down Control and select this. So just my white's selected. I'm going to grab my marquee tool, and I want some orange background at the top and bottom for our print, for our sign. So I'm going to hold down Alt with my marquee tool, which will make me subtract, and then I'm just going to grab a chunk of this out. Yeah, something like that, and I'm left with these two. I'm going to grab a very orangey, thick hue color, something like that, and fill these in. Alrighty, nice. Now I'm going to set a new layer. I'm going to go back to my shape tool and choose Custom Shape Tool. And I've gone down and gotten this kind of radioactive one. If you open this up, you can find it under Symbols. So we're all set for that. So I'm going to go ahead and just click in here. Now I know that I've got 1080 top to bottom, and I've sucked up a little better than half of that. So I'm just going to make my width 400. And I have preserved proportions, so it automatically sets my height, and it should be pretty good. We'll see. That's not bad, except I'm going to undo that, and I'm going to put my black on top and try again. 400. There we go. I'll hit enter to set that, and I will move it around. There we go. Nice and centered. Alright, now I'm going to create another layer, but instead of a shape I'm going to use text. I'm going to draw this out till it's pretty even. And I've already got black up front, so that's good. I'm going to use Arial black so it's nice and thick. And I'm going to set my pixels above 72. And make it like 130. Oops. Something like that. And I'm going to type in warning. I will click on that layer, and I'll grab this. I'm going to hold Shift to bring it straight down because it's already centered. So I'm just going to bring it down around here. There we go. The other thing I forgot is to make sure all of these layers have been rasterized. We'll do another text layer down here. Something like that, get it pretty even. Now we're going to take the pixels down maybe 60. And unauthorized use. Enter is prohibited. Everybody always wants to use my work computer, so this is going to become my new background. I'll do the same thing. Grab my move tool, just bring this down, and I will rasterize it. Alright, we're in pretty good shape. Now that's everything that I want to have on my sign, so I'm going to grab all of these layers by holding down, holding down shift and grabbing the bottom one, which will select them all, and then I'm just going to merge them. Now I've got that all on one layer. Alright, we're going to create another new layer, but I'm going to select my sign layer by holding Control, but I'm working on this layer. I'm going to name this layer Grime. So we're going to make this sign look old and nasty. Then we're going to apply several filters to get the look we want. And I do have some very specific colors in mind. So I've made a little document just to save those for us. And the first two colors we're going to use are 88733B and 4B3A17. Alright, so I'm going to copy that, paste that in, copy that, paste that in on the bottom color. Alright, now I've got our selection, so we're going to go ahead and render clouds with these colors. Very nice. Alright, now we're going to add some filters. Alright, lovely, lovely filters. We're going to go to our filter gallery first, down to texture, and we're going to choose grain. Now we want to be on speckle, which is our bottom choice. We want our intensity all the way up at 100, and our contrast at half or 50. Just gives us this kind of squiggly line stuff going on. So we're good to go there. Alright, the next one that we're going to do is an adjustment. We don't have to do an adjustment layer, we're just going to adjust this right in here on our levels. And I'm going to push my black up until I start to really push some of these colors here. I'm going to bring my white back to where I'm actually seeing white here. Then I'm going to start bringing my gray up to kind of red this out. Something like this. So you're getting another chance to see rust being made another way. Now we could have gone in and gotten our rust texture and just put some on here and erased it out wherever we wanted to. But this will actually be faster, and this is a one-off product. So we'll go ahead and use Photoshop's power to get our rust. But if we were doing this for games or something like that where I might want to do it to multiple textures, then I would use the other texture and scratchy brush erase to make it look rusty where I want. But we'll like this one, and now you know a new way. Alright, so we've got this going. Now we're going to go to Filter Gallery. This time we're going to go up to Artistic. I'm going to choose Dry Brush. And you can see I've already built this once. So brush size at 5, brush detail at 10, and texture at 1. And then we start getting this real splotchiness. Alright, we're doing alright there. Okay, now we need to make this, rust is really grainy, so we need to add some noise. So filter, noise, add noise, somewhere right around 7, 8, something like that, where you can see that kind of rusty granular texture. Make sure it's on Gaussian and make sure it's on monochromatic. We don't want to introduce extra color. We'll click OK to that. And alright, now we have a very rusty looking color. So I'll deselect. I'm going to take this grime layer, and the first thing that I'm going to do is make a duplicate of it. I'm going to name this duplicate Rust. This won't make a lot of sense till the very end, but eventually it will. Alright, now I'm going to set the grime layer. And I want screen. We can't see what's going on, so I'm going to turn off my rust layer for now. Alright, now we see our white showing up, and it's starting to interact with the rest of our sign. So that's nice, but it's way too strong. So let's bring our opacity down to about 50%. See what that does. That's pretty good. We'll do some playing with that later, but the opacity's set. Alright. Now, it's showing up really the way we want it in the dark areas, but I want to push the lights a little bit. So we're going to duplicate this again. And we'll call this one Grime 2. And I'm going to set this to hard light, which will really explode it. Then I'm going to change my opacity down to only about 10%. Now we're getting just a little bit more color information in these lighter areas. Now the downside is, the way it happens to work out, our print's not too bad with the black, but our big black center icon is way, way, way too rusty compared to nothing out here in the white right now. So we're just going to go grab an erase brush. And I'm way down here at the bottom. I've grabbed this size 39 scratchy brush. And I'm just going to start out here in the top. You'll be able to watch over here. It's hard to see, but I'm just going to erase a lot of this out. You won't see much of a change on the screen because of the layer below it. Now I'm going to go to the layer below it, do the same thing, and we'll start getting some of that black back in. That's too much. I'm going to undo a bunch of that. It's getting way too black. I'm going to bring my opacity way down on my eraser. There we go. That's taking it out a lot more evenly. So we just want some of the black showing through. Kind of like not so much pure rust as some oxidation. So that's pretty good. Might find a couple spots up here that you want to pull it out of. Maybe a spot here. But we do want it starting to fade out. So we're pretty good there. Alright. Now I promised I was going to watch my time. So I'm going to pause the video here and pick it up in the next video so that I don't run into a super long video. So I'll see you guys in the next one.